Yo, all. Today I've got the pleasure of being chauffeured by my 17-year-old son, Harry.
Hello.
And he's been learning to drive for a couple of months now, and he's got the hang of it, and he's got his test coming up. He won't tell me the exact date, so that's going to be a bit of a surprise for us all. But there you go. I think he's test standard at the moment. Now, this is a Sunday in January, and we're all thinking of the year ahead and what we're going to achieve. I'm at the end of my working career. I'm 60, so the end is a few more years left for me, and probably that's it. These youngsters like our Harry here, they've got all their life in front of them. And you know, I've been on a mover ever since I was 16, and I'm going to pass on some tips and what I pack and how I do the job. And you might not agree, and you might have different ways of doing things, but at the end of the day, if everything gets there in one piece and you've got a happy customer, it's a win, baby. It's a win. So, first things, when I started on my own, I was 21, but I go back to when I was 16 because I was just talking to the middle lad, Charlie, who helps me run the business, and he's my first lieutenant. Now he's 25, and I was saying to him that I started business when I was 21. I started on removals when I was 16, and of course when I started, no one told you anything, although the training was better in those days because the Removal Association had their own training department, a place called High Urkel, and there was a chap called Mick who was in his 60s, and another chap called Neville. Now, I'm not the only one who went there, so there might be others who can remember Mick and Neville. I've only just remembered Neville's name, and they were, one was an export packer and the other was a proper furniture mover, and they used to tell all stories about their time. And to be fair, I'd been doing the job a couple of years when I went on the first course. It was a 2-week course at IARCL, which is an old airfield in Shropshire, and all I'd really learned to do on this firm called Ernest Batty was lift and carry. And you know, I mean, there was a grandfather clock on a job, and you'd turn around, it'd be dismantled and packed up, and no one ever showed you anything. Anyway, this course was, I think, the second course. The first course was a week's course. It was called Basic Porter Packing, and then you got Advanced Porter Packer, and then you had Export Packer, then you had a Charge Hands course, I think it was called a Charge Hands, and then you had a Foreman's course, and then I think they'd done various other courses, and they were all excellent. And I've still got the paperwork, which I might share with you one day. I can maybe get round to scanning them. Okay, just going to show you what I can't turn the camera around on video, but we're in Upton now, and my Harry is well under control. And right, so I was saying about IARCL, but what you didn't get in those days, we're going right, Harry, okay, what you didn't have in those days, and this is what is different today, is that, so at a junction now, and a roundabout, and could have gone then.
No, because
he's interrupting my video talking to you guys, but anyway, what you've got, my lad said to me the other day, he said when you were my age, you know, because I've been self-employed since I was 21 with my wagon, first wagon, so Charlie's now 25. He said, did you know all these guys you know now then? And I said, well, no, I mean, you know, there was no Facebook, and and we weren't members of the BAR. We were like most of you guys, and there was no opportunity to meet these guys. You know, you might know the lads locally, but you know, with the greatest respect, no one's going to help you much if you're the competition. So the only way they're going to help you is to help you go bust, you know. Although, you know, there was George Lamb who was to have a chat to, but you know, they won't give anything away. But later on we joined the BAR, and we met all the great names in removals: Dev Rose, the Trenchards, the Apple Yards, and names which have long since gone as well. And I was fortunate because we joined Britannia and it opened more doors. But until I was about 40, I didn't know anybody in the industry. Anyway, my lad had a lift with Robert Barter last week or so. Might have been just before Christmas, I can't remember when it was now, to a local area meeting. And a 25-year-old has got the ear of one of the removal greats. And you know, I never had any opportunity, and I'm sure most of you haven't got those opportunities, but what you have got is Facebook. Let's go straight across how we're going to Pershore.
Yeah, okay.
You've got the opportunities on Facebook, and now you can have a chat with the big names in the industry. Okay, you can see what people do. A lot of them share ideas. Okay, and I think it's a great time to be in to business. Right, I'm going to cut you loose, and I'm going to carry this conversation on in another video. Okay, have a great day. Move, baby, boom.